Hello, Las Vegas. And thanks for tuning in to another episode of Golf at the Park, Angel Park's weekly interview show. I want to remind you right at the top to please like and subscribe to our channel. That's going to be your best way to get updated content from us that we'll be releasing every week. And on that note, let's welcome Kareem Brown to the show.
Make some noise.
Make some noise for Kareem. What's up, man? Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, Jay.
No problem. One of the interesting stories about this show is that we've been in the process of building it for over a year now. And one of the early incarnations, I envisioned the show actually being co-hosted with Kareem. So who knows what that will look like in the future. But that would be fun if we end up doing that. But
Definitely.
We've got you on now, so let's get started. I know your golf story, in my opinion, doesn't really start until around 22. Let's go back though, and I think it'll make it a little more impactful with how you start with golf, with telling us a little bit about your history, your athletic history growing up.
Yeah, so growing up, I played baseball, football, and basketball. I didn't even know we had a golf team in high school. Kind of looking back through my yearbook, I see golf team, and one of my best friends was on the team.
Right.
You know, and he had got a scholarship for golf, and I didn't know we had a team. So.
Yeah. So you don't know anything about golf all the way through high school? Really?
Nothing really. One of my good friends, Brendan, his grandpa lived on a golf course in Oxnard, California, and I remember going there one time. I was in high school, probably a freshman or sophomore in high school, and I just remember hopping the fence, and because he lived on the course, so just hopping on the fence and we were just out there with some clubs, we were just hitting some balls, fooling around. But that was like the only thing I've ever really knew of golf. I used to put golf on just to fall asleep. I didn't know how the game was scored or anything like that. But if I was tired, I'd put on the golf and just kind of crash.
Yeah. So you get out of high school, and where's your story go from there?
Get out of high school, went to school for film here at the Art Institute, finished up, and I moved back to New York. That's where I'm originally from. And then tried to get into the film scene. Didn't really work out, so I came back out here. And I was trying to get a job doing some film work at the nightclub. They didn't have that position open. They made me a nightclub promoter, and I just got back, so I just wanted a job. So I'm working, and it kind of got me on my shell though, because you have to talk to groups of women and groups of men all day. So I was doing that, and this lady, she asked me out one time. She was like, "Hey, you want to go out and hit some golf balls?" It was a date, and we came here. It was at Angel Park, so we came here, hit some golf balls, and I couldn't even hit the ball. I'm like, what's going on? And like I said, I'm an athlete. Growing up, I played all kind of sports, but I couldn't make contact, so I just kind of got addicted. I remember coming out here the next couple of days after, just practicing, just trying to get a feel for the game.
So you get to the golf course on a date here at Angel Park,
Yep.
and you can't hit the ball, so you're frustrated.
Extremely.
And you're back the next day.
Back the next day.
To practice.
Yeah, I'm back the next day, next couple of weeks, next couple of months. I'm just here. I remember I stopped promoting. I stopped going out and working really. I didn't really like what I was doing, just being in nightlife. But so I just golf became a nice getaway for me during the day. Just being able to come out here and practice. And then I ran into one of my friends, Vince. Shout out my boy Vince, BJ.
What up, Vince?
Yeah, I knew him from high school, and he was working here at the time. So he was like, "Yo, you should come play with me sometime." And I was like, "Yeah," So I just started practicing a little bit more. I had like a little routine I was doing: putting, chipping range, driving, putting, chipping area, driving range, putting, chipping area, driving range. Just doing that consistently for about like a month or two. And Vince was like, "Yo, you got to get on the course. Like, it's time." I'm like nervous. I'm like, I don't know, man. And, it looks like a different world out there. And we go play Cloud9, get a par or two. After that, I'm hooked, like extremely hooked. We're playing all the time. I ended up getting a job here. One of the outside supervisors noticed me playing with Vince and a lot of the other staff. He's like, "Hey, you want to work here? I could use you. You get free golf." I'm like, "Sign me up." So now Vince and we're playing all the time, every day, and where we think we're going pro.
That's great. One of the interesting things about athletes and the game of golf, Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, favorite game is golf.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky, the greatest hockey player of all time, favorite game is golf. So it's interesting that athletes get bit by the bug, by the game.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to argue it's the greatest game, because
it's a golf shark you get bit by.
It is a golf shark that you get bit by.
Seriously.
So you're playing all the time now, and you think you're going to go pro?
I think we're going pro. Vince and we're 22 years old. We're young. In our minds, we're young. We're like, man, we love the game. We love the environment.
And you're working on it.
We're working on it. We're working here, and you just think, we're like, what else we got to lose? You know, if anything, we can get on the seniors tour. You know, because we're athletes. You know, growing up, all we want to do is be a professional athlete. So yeah, let's do golf. You know, so we're playing all the time, and I remember we were getting good really fast. You know, within 9 months, you know, I think I was shooting in the 90s. You know, and then within a year and a half, I'm in the 80s, and then I shoot a 76 one day.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's no.
That's low early. Yeah. So you were how often were you playing?
We were playing 7 days a week, every day. I'm talking about mountain, palm, cloud 9, so 36 plus holes a day. So, you know, mind you, the average person isn't doing that, but that's what we were doing. That's why we thought, you know, we were taking it serious to where we think we can go be professional with it.
So you're progressing very fast. You shoot 76. You know, that's great.
Yeah. But then I come out the next day, shoot a 103. So that tells you how humbling the game is.
So that's when you realize that it's a little harder to go pro
Definitely.
than it is to get down into the 80s. Yeah.
Definitely.
But that's really interesting that you practiced so hard and that you loved it. You guys were playing a lot. Yeah. So where were you playing? What are some of your favorite courses?
Of course, Mountain and Palm, Cloud 9. But we were playing all over. We were going out to Boulder, playing, you know, like the Boulder.
Good little golf courses out there.
Yeah, we were playing out there, playing over there in Prim. You know, lots of courses out there, but we were playing everywhere. Some of my favorite courses, you know, Shower Creek was fortunate to get on there. Bears Best, Red Rock Country Club, and other than Cloud 9, my favorite course, Las Vegas Country Club. I don't know if you played out there.
Oh, Las Vegas Country Club, one of the classics.
Yeah, I like it. You know, it's like a really plush muni. You know, it's real flat, lots of grass, high trees, beautiful golf course.
Yeah, and the style of all the old, you know, there used to be a lot of those on the Strip. There's the Tropicana Golf Club, there's the Dunes, and those are all gone now. They built the casinos on top of them, but the Country Club is still there, which is fun.
I like that course.
That's great. What are some of your favorite memories playing golf?
Really just like, I remember just like the everyday, just waking up early. I'm talking about before the sun's up. You know, you wake up, make some breakfast, you know, and, you know, pack a little lunch because you're on the course for a long time.
Because you're going, back then you're not playing 18.
Yeah, we're planning to play all day. So we're packing lunch, protein shakes, you know, and just being out there, you know, just like with the boys, you know, just like out there playing, grinding, you know, laughing and playing well, and just, you know, and just being in the atmosphere, networking, meeting so many people, seeing so many things, being outside, just the overall experience.
The culture.
Yeah,
the culture of the game.
The culture.
It's what ties everybody together.
Seriously.
What about following the game? Do you watch much golf? Do you have any favorite golfers?
Don't watch a lot of golf week to week, but I love the majors, you know, and that's me with all sports. You know, I love when it gets to, like, the playoffs, when it gets to the nitty-gritty. So I love the majors, love the Ryder Cup. That's probably my favorite tournament to watch because that team game. Yeah, that team atmosphere is cool, and I think they should implement that more with golf. You know, some pairings and doing that. Well, I guess they started with the match and that kind of stuff like that. But I love that. Favorite player, don't really. I guess you could say Jim Furyk.
Jim Furyk?
Yeah.
Wow, I love that you said that because Jim Furyk is a University of Arizona grad. Bear Down Wildcats. That's my shameless plug. But
yeah.
Jim Furyk, great answer. Why?
Just, you know, coming up playing, I kind of had a funny swing. You know, everybody was always saying my swing was a little funny. And Jim Furyk has a, you know, he had a
loop at the top.
Yeah, he has a little funny swing at the top. So, that was always my comeback. Whenever somebody would go, oh, you're going pro with that swing? I'm like, hey, Jim Furyk has a funny swing. He's on tour. So, like, why not?
Yeah, that's a good answer. I love that. Mm-hmm. I was looking forward to this part to ask you about golf attire just because I know you're a sharp dresser. You've got your Angel Park cardigan on today.
Yeah,
I know today is going to be our best dressed episode. Yeah. So let's talk about a little bit about that. Gear, swag, what are some of your favorites?
When I first started, you know, Nike, Tiger Woods had the hottest shoes, you know, so, you know, I feel like Nike's always coming with it. But I played Titleist clubs, so I kind of got into the FootJoy. And I fell in love with just that, you know, simplicity, that classic look. You know, I'm not really into the patterns and, you know, the loud shirts, but they're doing really well. You know,
dominating the industry.
Dominating the industry right now. So, but I kind of like the more classic
look.
Yeah, you know, so.
And it's all about what you're comfortable wearing. I think dress codes have come down, and that's good. But also, it's important to remember that business casual is always acceptable everywhere. It's kind of it's a clean look.
Yeah, that's like my mantra, the golf player swag, and I love it just because, like, you know, like it's like you said, it's business casual. You can go in lots of different kind of settings. with it, and I feel like it's cool. It's a cool little club because you can, the brands, when you see somebody with the Callaway hat or a Titleist hat or a Titleist,
instantly identifiable as a golfer.
Instantly, and then it's just being able to break the ice in this network. It's a good,
and meeting new people. That's a huge part of the game.
Definitely.
Fun part of the game.
Yeah, definitely. It was working here. It's been a blessing for me. Just being able to be here, being able to network and get into other industries like real estate.
It started your second career, right?
Yeah, definitely. I was able to just be talking to so many different people and seeing what people do here, and so golf is a lot of affluent people around in the environment, and just it got me to open my eyes up and got me to go into real estate, get my real estate license, and I remember, being at the front desk with my little flashcards and.
So you were studying here, working at the course.
Yeah, just studying, had my little flashcards, and I had some books right there next to the side, and people were always asking me like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just studying for real estate," and not knowing, what was going to happen, but a lot of people were like, "Hey, as soon as you get your license, you let me know. I'd love to work with you," and it's been a huge blessing from coworkers to customers, people I've networked with. When I first got my real estate license, I was able to take off a little bit.
Networking is one of the biggest parts of the game. A lot of business deals are done on the golf course.
Exactly.
And you can always meet new people. When you're paired up or meeting new people on the golf course is always fun. Again, bringing it right back to the culture. What about things you would change about the game? Do you have anything that you don't like about the game or you would change?
For me, I just feel like it's a little long. And I know it's crazy coming from somebody who would play 36 plus
You're
holes.
preaching to the choir to me.
But yeah, I just feel like 4.5 hours that's just on the course, not even including warming up or if you're going to go to the restaurant, get some food or anything like that. I just feel like it's a long time for me just to be somewhere. So I feel like if they cut it down, maybe 12 holes, do like a front six and a back six or more 9-hole courses, I think that'll be good for the game.
More 9-hole courses I think is a great idea because the game, and this is the difference between purists and the new generation. There are plenty of people, even new golfers, that part of the pleasure is getting away for a full 5 hours. So there's still a large market of that game where they want to be out there for that long, and it's good for that. But I think more 9-hole courses would be something that the game would just be so much more accessible.
Yeah.
Being able to do it a little bit faster. And that's one of the reasons the Cloud9 is great. There's a couple executive courses locally, Durango Hills and Eagle Crest, that you can get around a little bit faster, and that's kind of a fun way to do that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Kareem, for joining us. That's
Jeff.
kind of the end of that segment. We have a Par 5 segment where we ask the same 5 questions every week. We're going to get to that in a second because this week I actually wanted to tell a second golf story. So it's interesting because it's probably about the most accomplished golfer you've never heard of. His name is Jackie Burke, and to tell Jackie Burke's story, we have to go back to Jack Burke, his father, who Jack Burke Sr. in 1920 took second place, runner-up in the U.S. Open golf tournament, and it was the last time that the U.S. Open was played as a match play event. So that, and Jack Burke also invented the golf shaft, the coil shaft that we still use to this day. The grip. So that's a really interesting fact about Jackie. He grew up in the game. His mentors that he literally was around as he was a youth were Babe Zaharias and Sam Snead, Ben Hogan. And in the 50s, he got good enough where he was competing against all of those guys. His best year on tour was 1956, where on Sunday of the Masters, he went in trailing Ken Venturi by 8 strokes, came back and won, beat Venturi by 9 that day, won the Masters. 3 months later, he won the PGA Championship. And a year later, Jackie Burke was the only golfer to ever win 4 consecutive weeks on the tour. So a full month straight of just winning every week. Tiger Woods hasn't even done that. Tiger Woods has won 6 in a row, but he hasn't played them in consecutive weeks. So that's a great stat. Another Jackie Burke stat: he played in or captained 8 Ryder Cup teams.
Let's go. And
his record was 7-1. He never lost as a player in a Ryder Cup. Jackie Burke has a lot of great stories, and the best story is the fact that he's still with us. Jackie Burke turned 100 years old on Sunday. So that's one of the reasons that we wanted to bring Jackie up. one of the classic purists golfers that came up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Nice.
I know about him because my father recommended that I do this little book report this week. He happens to be another one of those old curmudgeon-y PGA purists. So thanks, Pops. I'll do that shout out for that note. And that's going to bring us back to you and our par 5. We're going to ask the same 5 questions every week. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Question number 1. What's your favorite golf movie?
Favorite golf movie? Easy. Caddyshack. No. Sorry, not easy. Yeah, you got Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
No. Legend of Bagger Vance.
Legend of Bagger Vance. Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Good movie.
Damon.
Yeah, really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Good answer. Question number 2. What's your favorite club in your bag and why?
Oh, easy. The putter.
Putter.
Yeah, easy. It's just, I don't know. It's something about having that putter in your hand, you know? I feel like regardless if you're on the green in regulation or it took you 10 swings to get there, when you get that putter and you're walking to the green, it's nice. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. Love that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 3. What's your dream foursome? If you could play golf with any 3 people, alive or dead, who would you play golf with?
3 people, alive or dead?
Yep.
All right, maybe a little cheesy, but I gotta say my original group, going back to when I was playing, Vince.
The 4 guys.
Yeah, Vince, Tanner, and John Michael. Yeah, because we were playing everywhere, so just a lot of great memories playing with those guys. And if I could play anywhere and with anybody, it'll be with them.
That's a fun answer.
Yeah.
And you have the opportunity to do that. So shout out to the 3 guys. You guys got to get back together.
Definitely. But if I could play fivesome, I know here at Angel Park we don't allow fivesomes, but if I could add a fivesome, I would put Steph Curry in the mix.
Steph Curry, another player who's mastered a sport who loves the game of golf.
Loves the game.
So that's a good answer too. Question number 4. What's your favorite aiming fluid? What on the course is your drink of choice?
Okay, so just depending on the day. So I got 3 answers because it depends on the day. Regular day, water, just so I can stay hydrated out here. If it's scorching hot, summertime, and I happen to be out there, I'm a fair weather golfer now these days. But if I happen to be out there, that yellow Gatorade. But yeah, I like that.
Yellow Gatorade.
Yeah, yellow Gatorade. But if I'm enjoying myself, or if I'm in like a tournament or something like that, we're just kind of having some fun.
A couple pops.
It's tough. I mean, I like Michelob Ultra or Jameson and Ginger.
Jameson and ginger. Yeah, palatable in the summer for sure.
Yeah, so
Takes the edge off of the whiskey.
We'll go Jameson and Ginger after all.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to bring us to question number 5, and actually the moment of the show where we may no longer be PG rated. So there's your warning there. Question number 5, Kareem. What is your favorite swear word or phrase? So let me just put you there. If your putter just isn't working all day long, what do you beat yourself up with? What do you say?
Oh man, seriously?
Yeah, everybody's got one of their major ones they go to.
Excuse my language, but fuck.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's probably. Oh man, that's and I don't usually curse. Swearing it's not really in my vocabulary. But when you're on the course and you're having a bad day, especially if the putter's not working, just that.
There's a lot of reasons that word works good, right?
Yeah.
It's short.
Yeah. It kind of relaxes you a little bit.
It's relaxing. It's relieving.
It's relieving.
Yeah, and you can use it a lot of different ways.
Definitely.
Making a lot of different things.
Definitely.
Well, that's fun because we haven't gotten as many of those out, and I was looking forward to that in this show. So thank you, Kareem, for joining us. I want to remind you, please like and subscribe to the channel. That way you can catch us. And until next time, hit them straight from your friends at Angel Park Golf Club. Cheers.